Friends, once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I welcome you all on this platform. In today's video lecture, we will be discussing why Prime Minister of India, Narender Modi, is meeting with the Kashmiri leaders in a situation when in 2019, when he scraped the special status of Jammu and Kashmir by revoking the Article 370. And why in such a situation, Kashmiri leaders are meeting with the Narender Modi. In spite of that, he ended the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and handled the situation in the valley with a heavy-handed approach. So in this video lecture, we would be discussing why India and Kashmiri leaders are meeting at this situation, why Hurriyat Conference, the other party in Jammu and Kashmir, why that party was not called to meet with the Narender Modi, why other 13 prominent, you can say, leaders of Kashmir, they were only called to meet with Narendra Modi, and at this time why Narendra Modi is making such a move. So in this video we would be covering all the aspect, what is happening in the Kashmir, why Narendra Modi is meeting with the Kashmiri leaders, what is the motive of the Kashmiri leaders, even though those all are pro-Indians, why they are meeting with Narendra Modi, the person who ended the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. Before I start my lecture, I would love to ask a question. Name the Home Minister of India. If you know the right answer, know me in the below comments. Mention who is the current Home Minister of India. I'm bringing this lecture because there are certain reports, certain news in different newspapers. So at first we will be looking at what a different newspapers are highlighting. Here the Dawn newspaper that reports Modi's meeting with Kashmiri leaders is PR exercise that achieved nothing. Foreign Minister of Pakistan is saying this is a PR stunt. He wants to get global recognition that Narendra Modi is engaging with Kashmiri leaders. There's nothing to worry. There's no human right violation. So according to Shah Mahmood Qureshi, it is a PR stunt. I will highlight all the details in the detail, but at first I would be presenting with you what are the different newspaper reporting. This is from German newspaper. They says Kashmir, Modi engage with the local leaders, but why now? So even the foreign media is covering the issue, and they have the question that you and I have, why Narendra Modi is meeting at this time. Definitely there are certain reasons that I will explain bit by bit later. Al Jazeera, my favorite. Most of the time I pick up all the news from this channel. Modi meets Kashmiri leader for the first time since autonomy revoked. As I mentioned earlier, this is a very special situation because earlier Narendra Modi scraped Article 370, and after that he is meeting with those persons. These are among those leader, Kashmiri leader, three are the chief ministers, former chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah, Umar Abdullah, Mahbooba Mufti, and other. What to expect as Kashmir leaders meet in India's Modi in New Delhi. So definitely, again, people are wondering and searching the questions. What would be the outcome of such meeting? As I told you, I will explain each and every piece of it in the letter. This is a Hindu, the newspaper of India. PM Modi meets the Jammu and Kashmir leaders. And this is a map. You can see there's a red line, and you must be aware where the problem is. For this, I will have to take a pen to make you clear. And this is a Kashmir. This is a Kashmir. They are student, and that this situation that is being controlled by India, that is with the Pakistan. Both country claim that this is their part. As you know that when in British left subcontinent, most of the issues were decided and some were undecided, like the fate of Junagadh or some other issues. Among them, the prominent issue that was undecided when the British was leaving subcontinent, that was the issue of the Kashmir. People of the Jammu and Kashmir, they were 90 plus were Muslims. They wanted to merge with the Pakistan because all the elements were aligning with Pakistan. Their geography, their population, their language, their border, all these conditions were aligned to favor with the Pakistan. But the ruler was Hindu Maharaja. At first, he wanted to remain as independent country. Later, with the planning of Sheikh Abdullah, the first, you can say, Prime Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, he signed an instrument of accession with the Nehru. We would be joining with India. You must provide us a defense. Because at that time when Maharaja Hari Singh was reluctant to join with the Pakistan, a revolution started in Jammu, and Kashmir people wanted to merge with the Pakistan. A security situation emerged. Then Kashmiri leader Sheikh Abdullah joined with the signed instrument of accession with the Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, and later that same person, Prime Minister of India, brought the issue of Jammu and Kashmir to the Security Council, and yet the fate of Jammu and Kashmir yet to be decided with the resolution of Security Council that says there would be a plebiscite. Both countries, India and Pakistan, would withdraw their forces, and there would be a voting. They would be given options, so either to join with India, either to join with the Pakistan, or they want independence. Yet it is yet to be decided, and these are the resolutions that are given by Security Council, and Pakistan abide by those Security Council resolution. India is reluctant. In a sense, if they do this, definitely the people would be voting against it. There are likely two scenarios: either they would be joining with Pakistan, or they will get their independence. They won't be in any situation joining with the India for the atrocities they have committed to the people of the Kashmir. There would be no home in which there would be no death caused by Indian forces. So that's why Indians are not committing a plebiscite. Overall, that is the past, that is a bit history that I have highlighted. And the special status that Nehru gave, that was being revoked. Now those Jammu and Kashmir territories were declared as the union territories. Means they were not even considered as a province or a statehood. They were considered as a union territory being controlled by New Delhi. Means there was no local government, no local chief minister. It was directly controlled by Delhi. So that was a situation. In 5 August 2019, Narender Modi, Prime Minister of India, with the thinking of Amit Shah, they revoked the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. After that situation, a kind of a tussle happened between India and Pakistan. Even they engaged between them with the secret talks or diplomatic talks, and an announcement come of ceasefire agreement. Overall, there was a tense situation in the Kashmir Valley, and these are the 5 outcomes that would be highlighting why Narendra Modi of India, Prime Minister of India, is meeting with the Kashmiri leaders. That is the topic of our day. Earlier, whatever I said, that was a background for information. The first thing that Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, want to give to the Kashmiri people is the center conciliatory towards a state quest, because Narendra Modi is meeting with those leaders who are pro-Indians, and Narendra Modi does not want to lose those people's support. Because when he revoked Article 370, even those pro-Indian leaders like Mahbooba Mufti, Umar Abdullah and Farooq Abdullah, even those people gave their statements against this decision, and the tense situation created in the valley. Now he want to send a message to the people of New Delhi and the leaders of the people of the Kashmir and the leaders of the Kashmir, that the center means New Delhi and government of Narendra Modi is in a mood to engage with them. They does not want a kind of situation that is a tense in the valley, and this will create a problem for Narendra Modi a time to come. That's why he wants to engage in all the process to come with the leaders of Kashmir. So first point that is of the meeting, that is center is engaging with Kashmiri leaders as to maintain a status quo, means that should be pro-Indians. A situation does not go beyond such a situation that those pro-Indian leaders become against such a move. Other second point that Narendra Modi is meeting with the Kashmir leader because center ready to restore statehood. Because of revocation of Article 370, these territories, the Jammu and Kashmir, were declared as union territories, means there was no chief minister. Now when the statehood would be re-established, there would be a local government, there would be local MNAs who would be representing the people from the Kashmir, means there would be local election, local people would be elected, local assembly would be functioning, and there would be a chief minister. This would be statehood. In such a situation, those pro-Indian leaders are meeting with, these are the ones who already remained in the government in the Kashmir, and after when the statehood would be kind of re-established, these leaders once again would be in power in Jammu and Kashmir. So that's why those leaders were called to meet with Narendra Modi as to make a government in Kashmir. And third is center ready for the assembly election. When the statehood would be established, a third thing that would be elections, because there are no elections happening at the present time Jammu and Kashmir, no local people are elected. So now the third thing that is being discussed among Narendra Modi and the Kashmiri leader, that when the situation would be normal, kind of like statehood re-established, elections would be conducted. When elections would be conducted, these leaders normally take part in the elections of Jammu and Kashmir. Many parties like Yasin Malik Hurriyat Conference, they do not participate in elections in Kashmir. They consider them such elections as illegal, and they do not consider such as a legitimate one. So conducting an assembly election is again is kind of a move to normalize situation, to bring all the stakeholders in the game, and especially pro-Indian people that would pro-Indian people, Kashmiri leader that would be favoring the Indian situation. GUPKAR drops Article 370 as a condition. Earlier, when Narendra Modi revoked Article 370, a kind of alliance was made among all the parties that were at the present time meeting with Narendra Modi. That alliance was named GUPKAR because GUPKAR is a place where those all party members made pro-Indian leaders earlier, and they made alliance to demand from India of Article 370. This was a condition when these leaders were meeting with the Indian Prime Minister. They were earlier conveyed the message that they won't be discussing about Article 370, and there would be no question of re-establishing Article 370. This is not an agenda, and such a situation is not going to happen, because this would be a suicidal move for Narendra Modi and BJP's government to revoke the Article 370. There would be statehood, there would be elections, there would be locally elected government from the Kashmiri people, but there won't be again Article 370 that give a special status to the Jammu and Kashmir, by which the other Indian people cannot buy land there, they cannot kind of do their business, they cannot go there and run for the elections. So such were conditions, they won't be allowed now. Article 370 won't be re-established, and people from all over India can go in Kashmir and buy their land, because this is a move to change a demographic condition of Kashmir. More and more people would be coming to the Jammu and Kashmir, and whenever in any time if there is a voting, the condition will be changed, and there would be more like kind of Indians who would be controlling the situation and election and other things. This is a kind of replica strategy by Narendra Modi from Benjamin Netanyahu, who kind of illegal settlement in the West Bank. Same is kind of condition of Narendra Modi, but when these pro-Indians are meeting with them, the Article 370 question won't be discussing. And the other is Ladakh remain as a union territory. Even the Jammu and Kashmir, that is mostly a majority driven by Muslim population and Muslim leaders. Ladakh is a part of also of Jammu and Kashmir, that would be remaining as a union territory. There would be no change in that. As far now, Jammu and Kashmir would be given a statehood, and Ladakh would remain as a union territory. And this is a place where India has a problem with China. So you should keep in mind that would remain as a union territory. And the most important thing, or the most important thing by which Narendra Modi is meeting with the Kashmiri leader is India's message to the world. Definitely there would be coming of the time when India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to meet with the leaders of the other world, and he is going to signal them that he is engaging, he is a democratic, he is engaging with the Kashmiri leading. There is no situation of human rights, there is no genocide, and there is all normalcy in the Kashmir. Because when he is going to meet with the foreign leaders or different forums, multiple forums, different questions would be asked from Narendra Modi about the situation in the valley. So that's why he is preparing the ground for the world to accept that all is normal in Jammu and Kashmir and all people are engaged there. And there is a Biden administration that is big worry about human rights violation. Because of that, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman changed his strategy in Yemen because there was human rights violation. Trump was there was no such question. But when Biden came, he questioned, and we observed that there was a change in Saudi government regarding the Yemen situation. Even when Biden came, we have observed that they raised the situation of human rights violation in different parts of China, like Hong Kong, Taiwan, Xinjiang, Uyghur Muslims. So even Modi is worried about that the question of human rights violation would be raised again by America, Biden and international media. That's why he want to engage with these leaders and sending a message to the world that all is normal, all is bumpy, humpy ride in the valley. Apart from that, earlier you observed that India had a clash with the China. So, and Taliban is again coming in the power in Afghanistan. Though these two situations, clash with China and coming of Taliban in the government, in the form of the government of Afghanistan, these are the two situations that might affect the state of the Jammu and Kashmir. So that's why in such a situation, the Indian government, the Modi government, want to have a peace in the valley, as they want to focus on those two fronts with the Kashmir and Taliban. Might Taliban have a good sympathies with the Kashmiri Muslim leaders? So that's why at the present time Narendra Modi is talking with the Taliban. They are getting engaged with them and getting confirmation that Taliban won't be interfering in the Kashmir situation. So these are the changing situation. Because of that, India is taking a move and India is sending a message. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you. I hope you would like the video. Thank you so much. God bless you.